It's the morning on New Year's Day 2020. Just come back from my first run in about 2 months, which was pretty interesting. Towards the end of last year, after my last race in November, I'd been suffering from pretty bad fatigue from overtraining and just pushing myself too hard over the year. I did a few big races last year and never gave myself enough time to recover, so that finally caught up with me and I had to take some time off, which is really hard for me, being quite a competitive person, and forcing myself to be still and rest was pretty hard, but it was a good exercise the last couple of months, and felt quite good out running this morning, and noticed that there was still the drive there to run and compete, even though that my pace was really down this morning and I could feel the effects of taking that time off. But definitely still encouraged me to know that I want to still race this year, so we'll start looking at what's possible for my racing and maybe try to approach it in a little bit of a different way this year, which makes for a good lead into setting goals for the year ahead. One of my goals for 2020 was to make more content, sharing more about what I've learned through my practices of yoga and meditation, and also document a little bit more about my running journey, getting back to running, seeing if I can get back to a competitive level. Also document a few of the things around my eating and just basically maintaining good habits. I think it's valuable to share this kind of information because we all learn from each other, and I've definitely learned from other people from watching these kind of videos and reading books, and that's what I definitely want to share a little bit more of this year. But in the meantime, time to crack on with the swim and enjoy this beautiful water out here. In the start of the summer, when I got back into the swimming for the season, I set myself the goal to wanting to swim over to this second post, and it's quite an interesting thing to be able to be doing that now. I've put the effort into, building up the distance, but also a big part of it is actually getting over the fear of doing something. It's a really strange thing. I'm not a super comfortable swimmer out in the open water, and that often prevents me from swimming longer distances, and one of those things was swimming across to this second pole. It's the strangest thing because if anything's going to go wrong, it can go wrong anywhere in the water. It doesn't matter whether I'm swimming out to the post near my house or out to this one about 500 meters down the beach. It makes no difference. It's really weird, the things that get into our head that can prevent us from doing something, specifically about wanting to achieve a goal. I think we all suffer from this in varying degrees, and that's why it's so rewarding when we set a goal, specifically something we don't think we're going to be able to do, and then we are able to achieve it. We learn so much through the process, and we really develop ourselves as individuals by doing that, because every time we achieve something that we don't think we can do, it leads us on to the next thing, and it gives us encouragement for wanting to learn more and see and find more of our capabilities. It's definitely something that I've got from this experience, and now that I've swum across this pole, I'll swim back, and it'll be a little bit over a kilometre swim, which is nice. So 10k run back into the running this morning, and a 1k swim out in beautiful flat water. Oh. Well, it's now the 10th of January, so about a week and a half since I started making this video, and things haven't gone exactly according to plan with my running. The day after my first run on New Year's Day, I woke up with a bit of a niggle in my hip, so definitely a sign that I'd pushed too hard on that first run. And then from that day on, really struggled to get back into it. Even now out here running on these little inclines, I'm really struggling. I'm really feeling the effect of taking those 2 months off, and I spent the last week or so really doubting myself whether I'd actually have it in me to try and work and get back to the level of fitness I was when I ran my last race, which was a half marathon, which I PB'd in at 1:14. So I was pretty fit, peak fitness, when I kind of stopped, and now I'm struggling to run a 50-minute 10k on the road. So yeah, there's a lot of doubt swirling around in my head, but that's part of the challenge of wanting to achieve something that is difficult. And I've been through all of that before in so many different ways with my health and a lot with running. So I know that I just got to suck it up and put the effort in, exercise patience. Patience is a big part of this kind of stuff. So I know that I've just got to do the work and wait for it all to come back to me. And in one way that's quite exciting to know that it'll come back, and just to be patient. Yeah, so I'm going to do my best to document it over the next few months. I've got my targets lined out for the year, so pretty keen to just get stuck into that now.